Tonight, the lights will shine at AT&T Park for the first night game of the season. And basking in the glow will be Madison Bumgarner. In his first start, Bumgarner was simply lights out with 8 shutout innings against the Dodgers. And tonight, he'll look to light up another National League West opponent. Bumgarner takes on the Rockies. Next.
We've got night baseball here at AT&T Park. It'll be another sellout crowd. Game 1 of this 3-game series, Rockies and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, disappointing for the Giants. They win on Friday night, then lose Saturday and Sunday. So they're at 500 at 3-3. Rockies are playing great baseball. Should be a good challenge for Madison Bumgarner.
Well, it definitely will be. And the reason for that is this Rockies team comes into San Francisco hitting .333 as a group. Now, last year the Giants had their way with the Rockies, 14-4, and Madison Bumgarner was a perfect 3-0. Madison Bumgarner's key in his first start against the Dodgers this year was strike one. He did it 22 out of 26 times. That will be the key. Even against this hot-hitting lineup of the Rockies, he's got to get on top of them quick. We'll see how he does.
No Todd Helton in the starting lineup for the Rockies tonight. Hey, a lot went on this weekend, a lot of festivities. When we come back, Amy G is going to take a look at that and some other things right after this.
Is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Try the new Hot Mess Burger today. It's loaded with spicy jalapenos, onion rings, and gooey pepper jack cheese. And by Toyota. Do the math and save at your local Toyota dealer.
Well, your San Francisco Giants are getting ready for some nighttime action at the ballpark. It's the first night game the Giants have been able to play at home as they welcome in the Colorado Rockies, who are very hot, starting the season off 5-1. We get ready to start this first game of a 3-game series here tonight against the Rockies. But first, before we get down to business, we've got to take a look back at that wonderful weekend held here at AT&T Park. It's our AT&T U-verse Rewind this evening. 3 days of celebration, starting with that flag being raised by the team brought in by the San Francisco Fire Department out of McCovey Cove. Bruce Bochy there witnessing the flag go up for the 2012 World Series champions. Then the guys had to turn their focus to Saturday, Buster's Day. He receives his National League MVP award. He's joined on the field by Mays, McCovey, Kent, and Mitchell, all of which were Giants MVPs themselves. He was so humble, thanking his teammates, his family, and of course the fans. And then it was Sunday, the day everyone was really excited for because they got their bling. It was brought in by the San Francisco cable car operators. The guys were giddy. They were like little kids in a candy store receiving that ring, and it is beautiful. They did a wonderful job by Tiffany and company. All right, the Giants need to get ready for game 1 of this series against the Rockies. It's Madison Bumgarner squaring off against De La Rosa. Jorge De La Rosa, a battle of the lefties. Crook and Kipe are going to have lineups and first pitch, but first, after these messages, we're going to check in with our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update. Stay with us.
wearing a Panda hat and getting ready for Giants Rockies. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. It is 58 degrees here at the yard. We got winds at 10 miles per hour. It really has been windy the last couple of days in the Bay Area. Humidity is down at 55%. It is breezy and it is cool and it is somewhat of a typical night here in the great city of San Francisco. All right, let's take a look at the Rockies lineup. Rockies come in with a record of 5-1. They will go with some speed on top of the order. It'll be Young, Fowler. Fowler's hitting 370. He's also got 4 home runs, followed by Gonzalez and Tulowitzki. Kadire will hit 5th. Then Rutledge, Nelson, and Torrealba will go 6, 7, and 8. And pitching and batting 9th, coming back after some arm issues and some surgeries, is Jorge De La Rosa. So a great round of applause for the Giants as they take the field.
Let's take a look at the numbers for the Giants pitcher tonight on the hill. Madison Bumgarner really had an incredible first performance against the Dodgers. 8 shutout innings, retired the last 18 in a row. A couple hits allowed, no walks, 6 strikeouts. Strike 1 22 out of 26 times. And he had 12 0-2 counts. He just dominated. When he's right, you're going to see a fastball that has natural cut. It'll go low 90s. He can also sink it. He's got a curveball and a slider. Changeup's still a bit of a project. At times, he really doesn't need to do that because of the late movement on the fastball. That is his bread and butter. He's a big guy, 6'5", 235, with a low 3/4 release. Bumgarner closing in on his first 3 years at the big league level. Lifetime against these Rockies, he has done well. 5-3. Last year, a perfect 3-0. And he is going to attempt to try and stop this 2-game slide that the Giants have had over the weekend. He's going to pitch against a red-hot team offensively. The Rockies come into this game as a team hitting .333. They have been crushing the ball.
Giants last year dominated the Rockies. Mike mentioned that in our open. And their splits were just about the same home and on the road. They just had a bad year last year. So on the road, they were 29-52. Usually they were a team that would lose a lot on the road but win an awful lot at home, and they didn't do that at all.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Giants tonight. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Torres, Pagan, and Pence. Crawford, Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Scutaro and Bell on the right side. Buster Posey, well, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
So here's Eric Young Jr. Young comes in 3 for 10 on the season. When you look at how Walt Weiss made his lineup, as you see a called strike. So we get underway at 7:16. In at third is Sandoval. And you look at the lineup that Walt Weiss made. Putting Young in the lineup puts Todd Helton on the bench, because Kadire, normally playing in the outfield, goes to first, and Young then goes to the outfield. This is hit out into Triple's alley. It's got something behind it, but it's going to be Pence who's going to put it away. Not in this yard, and that's how this game gets started.
Anytime Eric Young hits a ball in the air, that's a bad at bat.
See the single season win leaders in this ballpark. Ivan Hernandez in 2000, the year the park opened up, had 12 wins here. Here's Fowler, who's red hot. First pitch is down low. Fowler, a switch hitter. He can run. He's a terrific center fielder. He's 10 for 27 with 4 home runs and 5 RBIs. Swing. They're going to miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That fastball, just a nice little sneaky movement at 90 miles per hour that bores hard in on the right-hander.
Good strike zone for pitchers tonight. Mike Winters has a big zone behind home plate.
Pagan. 2 down. So Young and Fowler hit the ball in the air, and here's Gonzalez.
Now this is the beauty of Madison Bumgarner. Watch the elbows of Dexter Fowler. They bunch up here as that ball starts to cut in. The elbows collapse. And when you can do that to a guy, you basically take away his extended power. And he gets a nice lazy fly ball. Just a cutting fastball that bores about 3-4 inches right in on a righty. Nice pitch. Very effective at the belt.
Gonzalez takes the strike. Gonzalez is hitting .360. 9 hits, 25 at bats, a couple of home runs, 4 RBIs. He does have some ownage on Bumgarner. He's got 3 doubles and 2 home runs lifetime in 22 at bats. 0-2.
Right above the hands, inside corner. And I think they're figuring it out. They can get to that area a lot off him. He likes to swing the bat. He's a tough guy to walk. But he, like a lot of power guys, they like the ball middle away.
Tried to freeze him. It's 1-2. It made him think.
Paralysis fastball. You can't execute it better than that. You set that target of the glove just off the plate away, and Posey doesn't even move. Bang. And a lot of umpires will bite. A lot of hitters will swing.
And there you see the extension that Gonzalez has. You see the numbers I mentioned, 3 doubles, 2 home runs.
Well, you're right. He is a definite middle away guy, and he can get off the strike zone about 8 inches and still square stuff up away. And there is thunder in his barrelhead.
Happy group.
Yeah. They got them all calm and fed. Diapers have been changed. Life is good.
Is that cookie for Mom or is that for Junior?
I think it's half and half.
Junior's wearing it. So. Got him. Side retired. Good inning for Bumgarner. Giants are coming out. It'll be Pagan to lead things off. Jorge De La Rosa will face. It'll be Pagan, Scudero, and then Sandoval. Buster Posey has good numbers lifetime against the Rockies. Posey will hit 4th, and it's Pence, Belt, and Torres. Crawford will hit 8th, and Madison Bumgarner will pitch and bat 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Colorado Rockies will be Jorge De La Rosa, and he has had some ownage on the Giants. You take a look at what he did in his opening assignment in Milwaukee. Did not fare well. 8 base runners at 4 1/3. When he's right, you're going to see a low 90s fastball. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. Probably his changeup is his best specialty pitch. As I mentioned, he's had great success against the Giants. Lifetime 7-3. De La Rosa, 6'1", 220-pounder out of Monterrey, Mexico, in his 8th year at the big league level. Let's take a look at his defense. Starting in left field, the Rockies will set it up this way. From left to right, it'll be Gonzalez, Fowler, and Young. You've got great arms at left and center. You have no arm at right. Tulowitzki, Nelson on the left side. Rutledge and Kadir on the right side. And Jorvin Torrealba, our old pal, will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Pagan. Pagan has opened up the season hitting .333. He's 3 for 5 lifetime against De La Rosa with a couple of doubles. And a first pitch strike to Pagan. It is magnet schedule night. You see those? We'll stick on just about anything.
I like it.
Throw it up against your car, the fence, your mailbox. It's going to work. Scudero to follow. And that's wide, and it's 2-1.
De La Rosa with that little pause as he gathers. Lifts that leg up. There's just a little hesitation before he starts home. A lot of guys will put that in their wind up in their motion so they won't glide.
Hit out to the right fielder, Young, and Pagan's retired, 1 out.
Take a look at our Toyota Expo. Watch this little hesitation. He gets up there, slight pause, and then he goes. Very gathered, very balanced on the back leg. Release point right out in front of his right foot. And that's our Expo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer.
So here's Marco Scudero. Off to a very slow start. He's 2 for 23. And the Panda on deck. Just underway here at AT&T Park on a Monday night. And Scudero will step out. So De La Rosa close, and Mike Winters has not given him that pitch. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. It was a good looking uni, that white one.
It's the uniform the Giants wore yesterday for their ring ceremony.
And for Scudero, a base hit to left field. Scudero with a wide turn like he always does. And that's the first hit of the ball game.
Down and in. They set the target away. It cuts across the plate. And he just drops the head. Not a whole lot of hand action. Very compact, direct route to the ball. His key, and he'll tell you, is he wants that ball to get to him. He doesn't want to glide. This time, nice balance. Look at the body. Completely balanced between the feet. He's got great hands, and that's an opportunity right there to let his hands sort of think for themselves. Coming out of a slump, that's the type of bat you want to see.
Here's Sandoval. Sandoval with a shot into center field. That's a base hit. Scudero is going to challenge Fowler, and he'll make it to third. And it's first and third with 1 out. Sandoval not wasting any time. And he's pretty good at that.
Using the middle of the field a lot. Says he hasn't quite got that feeling yet, but taking swing out, really sort of a disciplined swing, almost like a 2-strike swing as he takes swing out, trying to gain control and balance. Right back up the middle off the end of the bat, and as soon as Scudero saw that thing go over the infielders, he knew that was a chance to get 2 bags. It's aggressive base running.
Here's Buster Posey.
Still looking for his first RBI.
Make that 4 for 11 lifetime against De La Rosa. And this one's in the dirt. Torrealba digs it out. 1 ball and no strikes. We mentioned Brian Winters, Wegner, Diaz, and Timmons. So it's 1 ball and no strikes. Down low again. It's 2-0.
Well, you're in a nice count. You've got count leverage. This is where you can get greedy. Situation calls for a fly ball in the outfield. You're deep enough to score that run from third, but it's a good time to get greedy.
And he did. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Good hard slider. So De La Rosa not giving in to the 2-0 count, giving him a fastball. And you have to do that with good hitters. And once you win a batting title like Buster Posey did last year, you've got reputation for the rest of your life. You can expect to see other pitches at a fastball and fastball counts.
Hit high and foul. It down the right field line and out of play. It's 2-2. De La Rosa gets the sign from Torrealba. Got him.
Oh, a good hard breaking ball using that inside corner. Pretty much the same type of pitch he threw in the 2-0 count. And that's a big strikeout. That's what he's pitching for. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. You're pitching for a strikeout. Just good late hard snap. And even if a pitch is up, if it's got late break, it can be very effective. It can be swing and miss type, and that was.
So here's Hunter Pence. He can pick up Buster Posey right here. Pence has a couple of home runs, hitting .286. And he hits one high. He hits it deep. It is out of here. And that's how you pick up your teammate. That's a big fly.
That's a big fly. And as you point out, that's a big pick-me-up right there. Well, when you, with 2 outs, can come up with a base hit that picks up the guy before you, that is something that Buster Posey will not forget. That's the first time this year the Giants have scored in the first inning.
And Belt takes one down low.
That felt good. Just looking for something to drive on a first pitch. And De La Rosa has a reputation of challenging early in that strike zone. He's going to have a good year, folks. Let's watch how far it went up the bleachers. And this was no cheapie. That's 2/3 the way up.
And I think the right one ended up with that baseball. Belt takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's now 1-2. In spring training, it didn't matter lefty or righty. Belt was hitting the ball hard.
Yeah, see what they did last year. 118 first inning runs, second in the majors. You talk about setting a tone early. You get in the habit of scoring early that first time through the lineup. You get your fans in the game. You get your pitcher some early support. That relaxes him. Everybody settles in. Those are big runs.
Very close, 3-2. That's the pitch that you see a lot of guys swing at. Belt, when he's going right, he's got a terrific eye.
Each day get a little stronger after he lost the 10 pounds from that virus that he had. So he's starting to feel like himself again.
And Belt out swinging to end the inning. Giants on the board. 2 singles and a big fly. And it doesn't matter if they go far or not so far. If they go over the fence, it's bye-bye, baby.
Brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Cache Creek is giving away 16 cars, guaranteed. Visit cachecreek.com for information.
Giants jump out to a 3-0 lead, so Bumgarner now will face Tulowitzki, Kadire, and Rutledge. The 3rd home run of the year for Hunter Pence. So here's a healthy Tulowitzki, which is good news for everybody in baseball, because he's a player that needs to be on the field. He fouls this one high down the right field line and out of play. It's going to hurt you if you're a fan of any team playing against the Rockies, but he's fun to watch.
Well, he is. He's a centerpiece in that lineup. Sits real high in his positioning at the plate. Good high ball mistake hitter. Always has been. Uses the whole field. And he's had good numbers against Bumgarner.
Now timeout is called.
That's the most I've ever seen Bumgarner shake out Posey. He went through 6 signs.
Crawford from short. 1 out. Hey, Amy G's here tonight, and we're happy about that. Amy?
I'm happy too, Dwayne. Hey, everybody knows by now that Tiffany & Company designed the Giants World Championship ring, but they did not do it without some consultation. They actually went to manager Bruce Bochy and several of the players. Bochy came up with the idea to have the series records from each round of playoffs on the side of the ring. Angel Pagan said he wanted to go with a solid metal instead of a two-tone metal. And Jeremy Affeldt, guys, this is a quote. He said it had to have a lot of diamonds and it needed to pop. Project Runway, watch out, Jeremy Affeldt's on his way, guys.
Yeah, I mean, look, once a day I read a story where Affeldt and bling are in the same sentence.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think they did a good job.
Well, I think FL was also carrying the torch for some other guys too.
Oh, I think it was consensus.
And I think he was carrying the torch for the guy doing catching tonight too.
Yeah.
And FL, he'll pass along the message. You bet he will. 1-1 to Kadire. And Kadire takes one of those swings that you hope no one was watching. 1-2.
Wow, that's swing. It looks like you're swinging underwater. And that only happens when you have late movement. You break a big league hitters down, you know you've got nasty stuff.
And Kadire comes back and said, well, I'll show you a swing that you're going to like. And that's the first hit for Colorado.
Well, that's not a good 0-2 pitch. This goes, they try to backdoor it and let you come over the middle of the plate. Bang. And Kadire, who's been swinging it well, takes advantage of the location mistake.
Here's Rutledge. All right, let's stop.
Over to Berkeley and back. It's a good workout.
At what point do you sit there and think, this really wasn't that great of an idea?
I say right about now. Not a whole lot of smiles.
The person standing up, I can't tell if it's a man or a woman, but looks like a man. And they're looking at him like, please don't start. Runner goes, swinging a bouncing ball into left field, a base hit. Kadire's going to put on the brakes. Well, the 2012 San Francisco Giants championship collection for fans. The collection is made up of an assortment of commemorative pieces, including personalized championship fan rings, earrings, cufflinks, charms, just about everything. The collection is exclusively sold at all the Bay Area Giants dugout stores and through this website, sfgiants.com/fanring. It's a hit. Here's Chris Nelson. Nelson takes a call strike. He's off to a nice start. He's hitting .313. Plus, against Bumgarner lifetime, he's 5 for 11. Stays away to Chris Nelson. A ball and a strike.
When Bumgarner gets it going, you'll see a lot of ground balls. A lot of broken bats, a lot of ground balls. Well, the Giraffe fan club are in attendance tonight.
Outside 2-1. Bumgarner looking for the double play ball. And a late call strike.
Chris Nelson hopping out of there. He did not like that low call by Mike Winters. There you see how they're playing Nelson pretty much straight away. Fill infield at double play depth.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. And Nelson fouls it out of play.
The difference for a hitter between a 2-2 count and a 3-1 count is huge. So when you have a 2-1 count and you have a close call called against you, a lot of hitters, they can't let it go mentally. It stays with them.
And this is rolled foul past the Giants on deck circle.
I mean, a 3-1 count for a hitter, that's license to kill right there. You can let out some shaft, you can cheat, you can do whatever you want. You get a swing for free. You had 2-strike count on you, things change a little bit. And hitters, especially ones with power, they don't want to give up any swing at all. With 2 strikes, you kind of have to. Now that's a pair I want to party with.
2 balls, 2 strikes. So Bumgarner looking into Buster Posey. Kadire at second, Rutledge at first. And now it's a full count.
So now if you're Walt Weiss, the skipper of the Rockies, you have to make a decision here. Do you send him? Well, you got pretty good speed on the pass. Average at second, a little better than average at first. But you're talking about a guy who's going to be around the plate, and he's a ground ball guy. I would say, and I'd bet a lot, that Walt Weiss turns him loose.
3-2. And Bumgarner will spin around and chase Kadire back to second base.
And that's a good time for that move. That was called by the bench.
Hit on the ground to Belt. Belt will knock it down. He will take it himself. And they get the out. Both runners advance.
And they were not running on the play either.
So you owe me $1.
I do. I'd have bet a whole lot more on that too.
So Torrealba will hit with first base open. And Torrealba is going to take a free pass. Giants have seen Torrealba hurt them enough over the years, and it was really nice when he was in the other league.
Well, Bruce Bochy not going to mess around with him. De La Rosa's a lifetime 150 hitter, so take your chances with him.
It's Irish night tonight.
Yeah, the luck of the Giants. Well, right now they need a little. Irish Heritage night tonight. Had the bagpipes piping before the game. Irish dancers. Always a very festive night.
Here's De La Rosa. You have to treat De La Rosa like he's a guy that can hit. And that's foul back. He stayed in there pretty good. No balls and 1 strike.
No, you're right. You have to treat him that way. That was a fist bomb right there. I think he made contact with that ball about literally 4 inches above the thumbs. That does not feel good.
Well, throw another one in there. 0-2 to De La Rosa. Kadire, Rutledge, and Torrealba are your base runners. Gets a piece.
Pretty good breaking ball too there for Bumgarner. However, may have caught a little too much strike zone.
0-2. Posey set up way off the plate. Got him, and that'll end the inning. So the Rockies leave him loaded. It'll be Andres Torres to bat first.
To you by Eric's Deli Cafe, who reminds you to respect your pickle.
Giants 3, Rockies nothing. As Andres Torres will lead things off. It'll be Torres, Crawford, and Bumgarner, the bottom three in this Giants lineup. If you just turned us on, Hunter Pence hit a very long 3-run home run. That's a Ghirardelli?
Yeah. About time to head over to the Ghirardelli counter and get yourself a sundae. She makes good ones.
Here's Torres. Ghirardelli out in center field. Some of the real good things out there.
Yeah, there's so many things out there to have, and they're all good.
Yeah, you can fall into any one of those and go, this is good. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good changeup, and that really is De La Rosa's bread and butter, and he'll throw that thing anytime. That changeup is so deceptive because of the violent arm action he gives you with it. He sells it well.
Torres to right, and Young will put it away. Nice at bat. 1 out. Here's Crawford.
Yeah, he waited well on that thing. Whoopie pies. This is right out of the State Fair of Wisconsin right here. Tell me you didn't have a few of those as a kid.
I think we did, yeah. Although we didn't have strawberries on those. We had bratwurst.
I got to tell you, I'm going to have a little more whipped cream than that. That's a little bit, that's a little weak on the whipped cream.
Yeah, no whip. She's going to flip that whip right off. Forget it. I don't want that. Here's Crawford. And strike to Crawford.
That was not good advertisement for the whipped cream. I'm sorry.
Maybe that was the end of the can. In the dirt to Crawford.
Oh, yeah. Not enough whipped cream, though.
Well, having some chuckles.
That's the breakfast of champions as far as I'm concerned.
Crawford now behind in the count.
Now we're cooking with gas. That's the kind of whipped cream you want right there.
Sure, you can have too much whipped cream.
No, you can't. That's the way I feel about it. Pumpkin pie time around Thanksgiving. You can't have too much whipped cream.
Crawford shoots it into right field on a 1-2 pitch. And that probably ticked off Bumgarner.
Yep, because now he's going to have to bunt.
Pagan's leaning over saying, don't even think about it. A lot of cattle in that couple. I tell you what, if someone said to this gentleman, you need to go with the layered look. You never know how cold it's going to be at AT&T Park. He took him serious.
Yeah.
I see 3 layers. Who knows what's underneath the sweatshirt?
Veteran move. Well, judging by the hat, he's probably got red overalls underneath that sweatshirt and his T-shirt.
Here's Bumgarner. And a good bunt. And Kadire will tag Bumgarner.
Yep, there's a veteran. That's his natural hair, too, I might add.
Trying to figure out what's coming out from underneath the sweatshirt.
He's happy.
Pagan hit a fly ball to right field to open up the bottom of the first inning. Hits this ball up the middle. Tulowitzki's got it. He will throw off balance, and that'll end the inning. He's very good at making those plays. 3-0 Giants.
Bay Area is brought to you by Provident Credit Union Super Reward Checking, a checking account that pays you.
Giants 3, Rockies 0. We have reached the 3rd inning. It'll be the top of the order for the Rockies. Eric Young, then Dexter Fowler, and then Carlos Gonzalez. In at 3rd is Sandoval. And Young takes low. They'll appeal to first. 1 ball and no strikes. Young hit a fly ball to Hunter Pence in his only other at bat. Here he rolls this one foul to even the count.
Oh yeah, big hat, no cattle. It's just written all over his face. No. He's doing well, though. He's got a good date. Life is good.
1-2.
A changeup for Bumgarner, and I think that's where his future is, and that's where he's going to develop into that off-speed pitch. That is not a breaking ball. And the key is for him to finish it, and he threw that one nicely.
Two and two is Bumgarner lifts or casts that one high.
Tried to elevate. His father, Eric Young Sr., also would fish after that high fastball. They think they can get E.Y. Jr. the same way. Becomes a big pitch because of the speed that Young has. I mean, he is a pure base stealer once he gets on the pass. So you have to make him swing the bat.
Three and two. Here comes that big pitch Mike's talking about. And this is a little flare to left, and it's just foul.
Whew, that ball's fair. That's a double.
Say Tuesday tomorrow, right here in Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Chronicle Live will broadcast live from Willie Mays Plaza before every Tuesday home game starting at 5. So we'll be one of the first 500 fans to stop by and get a cheer card and a World Championship foam fist. So check us out. We're on Plus tomorrow. And another payoff pitch to Eric Young, and he walked it. That's a good at bat.
Indeed it was. Well, you want to find great ticket deals for future Giant home games? Go to Dynamic Deals page at sfgiants.com/dynamic deals. Take advantage of Game 3 of the series this Wednesday. There will be a dynamic deal, so you can get tickets for as low as $8. Giants taking on the Rockies at 12:45 on Wednesday, so check it out. sfgiants.com, dynamic deals.
Here's Fowler with Young at first, and Fowler swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Fowler hit a fly ball to Pagan in the first. Sandoval even with the bag at third. Crawford and Scudero at double play depth. Young goes, and it's bunted foul. And Young will have to return to first. It's 0-2.
3.14 from the time that he broke from the time he hit second base. So that's how much time you have as a pitcher and a catcher. You combine the unload time for a pitcher to the unload time of a catcher, and it's got to be under 3.14 if you're going to get him, and it has to be an accurate throw. So that time will tell you that Mr. Young is pure base stealer. Normal unload time for a pitcher is 1.25. Normal for a catcher is 2 seconds. So for a guy who's got 3.14 speed, you have to make a better effort as a pitcher and a catcher.
And that's lifted foul.
That unload time from Bumgarner, 1.12 seconds. So that's below where he needs to be, and that's good. That's good quick unload time. Now Posey, his unload time from the time he catches the ball, the time he throws it down and is caught by middle infielder, he's consistently 1.85, 192.
Got him.
What a great pitch. And it's almost like he quick pitched him with that slide step. Did not look to me like Fowler was ready. Watch how quickly unloads. Just a slide step down. Boom. Paints the outside corner at the knees. And Mike Winters says, grab some pine, meat. Just no leg lift at all. Just swing the leg out, slight curl of the toe towards the second baseman. That locks his hips, and he drives it right through his target.
And a quick toss. So Young, who took off early in the at-bat to Fowler, so far has stayed put with Gonzalez at the plate. And this is driven foul down the left field line.
Do we have a winner?
Nope, we don't. It's in this lady's purse. It's no balls in one strike. Now Young is picked off, and Belt's got to get rid of it, and they got him. Boy, it's up to Belt. And he made a perfect throw.
And we'll make our forward right choice, and why not? Watch Belt come off the back. He charges the play, gets an angle, and throws a perfect strike to Crawford. And from a first baseman's perspective, that's absolutely perfection. You cannot work it any better. And it had to be perfect to get Young, our forward right choice.
And Gonzalez hits a long shot to right, and it is gone. And one bounce into the cove, and it's a 3-1 ball game.
Well, that's not the first one he's ever hit off Bumgarner. That's number 3. That was not a cheapie. Little breaking ball right at the belt, out over the plate. That is a hanging banger. Boom.
So here's Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki takes down low. Big play now. Young getting picked off.
You know what happens too when a guy like Carlos Gonzalez hits a home run, all the other guys who have power, they start sensing the same thing. That last hack by Tulowitzki, that was not a single swing.
Crawford charges. Side retired. Rockies are on the board on the home run by Carlos Gonzalez. True stories. Mike was there for this. True stories in this date in Giants history. April 8th, 1986. Will Clark, he steps up. His first big league at bat off of Nolan Ryan. Gone. And he breaks out the Nuschler right off the bat. And that's our McDonald's True Stories. Here's Scooter O to lead things off.
The whole story on that was so remarkable. Because nobody ever hit a home run out to center field at the Astrodome. It was almost impossible.
Well,
and not only does he do it, he does it against Nolan Ryan.
Unbelievable. Scooter O pops this one up. He singled in the first. And Rutledge will put it away. Here's Sandoval.
That was Roger Craig's first full year. He took over as the manager in September of 1985. 1986, his first spring. And we weren't picked to do very well that year. We had a miserable year in 1985. Did make a lot of changes in the offseason. Started off in Houston, then went to LA, and they're supposed to have great team. We go 4-2. Kind of shocked the baseball world.
Will Clark and Robbie Thompson. A lot of fanfare on Will Clark, not so much on Robbie Thompson.
Will Clark getting a ring, going right to Mike Murphy, getting a hug, and then walking down the line.
Congratulations. Look at you.
He had that chest puffed up. He was psyched.
2-1 now to Sandoval. Buster Posey to follow. Home runs have been part of the scoring in tonight's game. Pence a 3-run home run. Gonzalez a solo shot. Sandoval hits this one to right center field where Fowler will put it away. And here's Posey. Buster Posey struck out in the first inning. Big breaking ball falls in for a strike.
Posey thought that was low. Definitely a pitcher strike.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Nice location with that fastball. Right there at the knees, outside corner. Two really good pitches from De La Rosa. And quickly on top of Posey, 0-2.
Posey pops this one up. It's Tulowitzki calling off Nelson, and a 3-up, 3-down inning for Jorge De La Rosa. We will head to the fourth.
is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company, the solar company.
Top of the fourth inning, Giants 3, Rockies 1. Kadire will lead things off against Madison Bumgarner, who gave up his first earned run in the third inning. It was Carlos Gonzalez, banged one out of the ballpark. So here's Kadire, who singled in the second. And he takes one down low. Rutledge and then Chris Nelson. 2 walks for Bumgarner, 1 intentional. He's picked up 3 strikeouts. 1 to De La Rosa with the bases loaded to end the second. So here's the ball and a strike to Michael Kadire. And that's hooked foul.
You saw Kadire in spring training. You saw the Rockies a lot, and he was not having any fun with the bat. He just could not get it going. But as soon as the bell rung, and once it rang and the season started, he got hot.
Well, he started out last year with the Rockies, a doubles machine. Out of play, it remains 1-2. He ended the season, much like most of the Rockies regulars, injured.
Yeah, they really got hit hard last year, the disabled list. Lost Tulowitzki, Kadire for extended periods of time. Their whole rotation was just wiped out from injury. It's hard to have a good year when all your key people are hurt. Health's such an important part of success at this level.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And Kadire, who figured that was a little too close to take, fouls it out of play.
Pretty good battle going on right here. 2 guys playing with a lot of confidence. Bumgarner, Kadire. Hot hitter, hot pitcher. It's the essence of our game right here.
And again, he stays alive. Bumgarner staying away from Kadire.
He's not hanging anything. To Kadire's credit, he's fighting off some fuzz.
See, 7 pitches, 5 foul balls. Two and 2. So Bumgarner, Mike's right, in a good battle. And Bum making Kadire wait and finally steps off.
Good pitch. Change up again. Nice finish with the arm action on that pitch. It's something when he was throwing that changeup last year, he would quit throwing it. And he'd goose it up there, but not anymore. He's throwing some really good quality changeups tonight.
Foul again. And it remains 3 and 2.
10 pitches, 6 fouls. Did the right thing.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And Bumgarner walks Kadire. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, Dwayne and Mike, yesterday was a tough loss, but some bright moments. Of course, you guys got your rings, and Nick Noonan recorded his first major league hit in the 9th inning. He got a single, but hey, guys, tough crowd. He reaches first base, and first base coach Roberto Kelly says 2,999 more to go. Bam Bam teased him that they threw the ball into the stands and they didn't have it, but thank goodness for Mike Murphy. The ball was in his locker after the game. He also got a game ticket and a copy of the lineup card, and he'll probably have a pretty good little setup when he has time to put it up and home, guys.
Yep. I know where mine is.
I know where mine is. A lot of mementos given out yesterday. World Series rings. Noonan didn't get one of those, but he got something that'll be on his mantle just as long.
Here's Rutledge. First pitch high. Bumgarner probably happy that the Kadire at bat is over with, although probably not happy that he walked him. But a nice day for the young man Noonan. Swing and then a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Kadire, not much of a base stealer, but you have to pay attention to him. If you get predictable to a rhythm, he's a smart base runner. He'll take advantage of it. So even if you want to lift your leg up high, can't do it every time. You have to mix in a slide step just to throw the rhythm off.
.65 pitches now for Bumgarner. And a check on Kadire.
Yeah, just throw over. Just let them know you're out there.
Crawford. Scudero. Belt. Got him. Nice double play.
Ball hit on the nose, and Crawford makes this play with momentum going backwards. All you have to do is get it to Scudero, like all good second basemen. They don't care where the throw is, just get it to me quick. Gets a throw off, gets his legs up, and protects himself by getting his feet up. Nice turn.
So here's Nelson. That's a perfect example. Perfect example of how you ask that shortstop, just give it to me quick. I don't care where it is. It doesn't have to be perfect, because once I get it, I can get out of the way. And it was not a perfect throw, but it had enough on it where it allowed Scudero to get it and get rid of it. As Pagan puts it away to retire the side. After Pence will lead things off, 3-1 Giants.
Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LP.
All right. What do you say we ask our AT&T trivia question? You can tweet your answer to CSN Giants. The question tonight: name the only active manager besides Bruce Bochy with 2 World Series titles. If you think you know the answer, tweet us at CSN Giants.
Here's Pence. Pence hit a home run off of De La Rosa in the first inning. Here he takes a pitch down low. It's 3-1 Giants. Two and 0.
Well, another thing too about Pence, all spring long he was selected. He was not going out of the strike zone, and that was something he did a lot of last year. Made some changes. He's getting a better look at the ball, and he has been hot since day one.
This is a strike. This was the long distance home run that he hit in the first.
Yeah, this is a first pitch challenge by De La Rosa. You can see the grimace from De La Rosa. He knew it right away.
Center field. Fowler's got a beat on it. Fowler will put it away. Save that one for Denver. Here's Belt. Belt takes a strike.
How about the Cardinals today? Yesterday they scored 9 runs in 1 inning against the Giants to win. Today they open up their home opener against the Reds.
A little trouble in the ninth, didn't they?
Gave up 9. Now, when's the last time that happened where a team got 9 one day, gave up 9 in an inning the next day?
Wow. Well, now they know how the Giants felt.
Yep. Cincinnati goes on to win that game handily.
Real hair? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's his real hair.
Yeah. Boggs gave up 7 runs in that inning. 0-2 to Belt. Belt hammers one, and that's going to be a base hit, and it's going to roll to the wall. And Baby Giraffe puts on the brakes. Sorry, I got into my zoo mode there.
Well, yeah, it's true, and the Giraffe people are digging it. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, Brandon Belt's easy to root for. He was one of the good ones. Little cutter, he goes out there in a 2-strike count. Pitch had a little hang time on it. The Rockies had shaded him over in the gap in left center. They exposed that right side, and Brandon Belt finds it. And with one swing of the bat, the 2-strike count, he puts himself in score position here for Torres. Nice at that.
Torres lined out to right field in the second. Swinging a tapper foul.
Also going right into his bread and butter, which is that changeup. We've seen him use that pitch a lot when he's got runners in score position and his back's up against the wall.
And right there for a strike, 0-2. So Belt at second, 1 out. In tight, Torres started to go, but held up 1-2.
Nice 0-2 pitch.
Brandon Crawford on deck. And a high fastball at 92-2. It is gorgeous. Always looks much prettier when it's packed, and it is.
It's always packed. And I don't care where you take your picture from.
You don't get that angle very often. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Torres fights it off.
The change up. 2-2 count at open base. I mean, normally a 2-2 count, guys figure they have one pitch to go out of the strike zone with, and then a 3-2 they have to challenge. But with an open first base and a runner in score position, you're down 3-1. You'll use that base. You're not going to give in at any count here. And that was a good 2-2 pitch. Torres is aggressive. I mean, he will expand the zone with 2 strikes. The league knows that.
Outside. And a full count.
Tried the back door with a slider. You see Torrealba, the catcher for the Rockies, move around a lot. He's not giving that true target till late, so it cannot be relayed. From Belt to Torres.
And the payoff. Hit on the ground to short. Tulowitzki will throw out Torres. Belt moves to third, and Crawford steps up.
It'll be interesting to see how Walt Weiss plays this. I mean, most managers would walk the pitcher to get to walk the 8th hitter to get to the pitcher. But Bumgarner is a better than average hitting pitcher. We got a left-handed hitter up there against a left-handed pitcher.
Remember, he hit a home run in Colorado last year.
Yeah, if you allow him to pitch to him, De La Rosa really shouldn't throw anything in the middle of the plate.
This is hit on the ground to Dyer, and that'll end the inning. So, De La Rosa pitches through the Belt double. We will head to the 5th.
Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit HEPINS.com.
Well, the San Diego Padres make their first visit to AT&T Park the weekend of April 19th to the 21st. And Friday the 19th is fireworks night presented by Hanwha Solar. Game time 7:05, and stick around for a post-game fireworks show. Still great tickets available for all 3 Padres games, so go to sfgiants.com and get those tickets now. Yeah, the Bay Bridge now is a light show. I like that. That's a good ad.
Beautiful. Had dinner at the water bar about a week ago, and you talk about a view from that destination.
That's the spot.
No balls and 1 strike to Yorvik Torrealba, former Giant.
Came up a Giant.
And he has tormented the Giants ever since he left. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Torrealba. De La Rosa to follow. 2-1. Bumgarner walked Kadire to lead off the 4th, and then got a nice double play from Crawford, Scudero to Belt. This is rolled foul. It's 2-2. Remember, Torrealba backed up Benito Santiago.
I was a fan of Team Puerto Rico.
Two and 2. And a full count.
Bumgarner working that inside corner the whole at bat. Torrealba, he brings a lot of stuff right back up the middle too.
And he walked him.
Well, as Torrealba heads down to first base, we are going to ask and answer our AT&T trivia question. Question tonight: name the only active manager besides Bruce Bochy with 2 World Series titles. First survey said, well, Terry Francona, the new skipper of the Indians. He's got 2 World Series rings with the White Sox, or the Red Sox rather, 2004 and 2007. Those were great runs. Bruce Bochy number 3 on the active manager win list. Leland, Baker, Davey Johnson, all good managers.
De La Rosa asked the bunt, and Bumgarner's first pitch is very high. Young on deck as Bumgarner will check on Torrealba. This is bunted foul.
That's where he's supposed to throw that high fastball up there. That's the toughest one to bunt and the easiest one to pop up. Set your bat head on top of the strike zone. If the ball is above it, take it. If it's below the bat, that's the one to bunt.
Good bunt. Bumgarner thought about it, and he will get it to Scudero in time. Usually don't have a whole lot of time to think about it.
Well, I mean, you help yourself out like Bumgarner did. You come off the mound, you anticipate the lead bag, set your feet to second base, and if it's there, you're at least in position to make a throw. Oh yeah, he's got his colors on. Left field line.
Low. 1 ball and no strikes. Scudero trying to keep Torrealba close. And takes high, 2-0. The sharpness that Bumgarner had against the Dodgers isn't quite there tonight.
Well, his command against the Dodgers was uncanny. He was on top of them all night long. Strike one, strike one, strike one. And right now he is not finding that release point.
He walked Torrealba to open up the inning. And he gets the call. It's 3-1. And the walk. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, Dwayne, I sat down and had a chat with Sergio Romo today. It's up on our website, csnbayarea.com, for a Romo's Relief. We had a lot of fun talking about the weekend. He mentions the highlights for him over the 3 days, and he also talks about an off-season project. He made the cover of a book written by KNBR's Brian Murphy, photographs by Brad Manchin. It's called Never Say Die. It's pretty awesome. Check it out, Romo's Relief, csnbayarea.com. Dwayne.
All right, Amy. Become a real popular figure in the city, Sergio Romo.
Oh, absolutely. And he enjoys it. Well, Dave Rigetti, who knows Bumgarner more than anybody, better than anybody, out there with a couple suggestions to try and get back in the strike zone.
Fowler is flied out. He's struck out. He hits this one to left. Torres back. Torres in front of the wall will make the catch. Ooh.
Well, Dexter Fowler has been in a home run tear. He's got 4 on the year. And you get 4 this early into the season, you're thinking home run, and he just missed this one. Balls up, gets him on just a little bit on the end. And I mean, not much. Just enough to keep it in the yard. Where's that ball in Colorado?
That's a big fly.
Don't relax just yet.
Outside to Gonzalez. A strikeout and then a big fly for Gonzalez.
Now he got a hang and breaking ball at the belt middle end his last at bat, and he lost it in a very impressive fashion. He hit him out there where the big boys hit him in right center.
Sandoval's going to go over, but this is going to sail out of play.
Got a man making a play. Nicely done. Not the first pop-up he's ever caught.
One ball and one strike. Good pitch, 1-2, and that's the pitch you need to make against Gonzalez.
Crowd getting into it.
Got him. Posey will knock it down and throw on to Belt. And Bumgarner pitches through 2 walks here in the 5th. From Sergio Romo on what he thinks about the ring. He says the ring is really sweet. It's a little bit more flashy than the first one. All in all, it's still a World Series ring. Yes, indeed. Like little kids yesterday.
Yeah, they were. Tremendous satisfaction. And it's fun to see the guys who won it for the first time. Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford, Marco Scudero, Gregor Blanco.
Here's Bumgarner. Bumgarner takes a strike. He had a sacrifice bunt in the second.
Joaquin Arias, Hector Sanchez.
So Bumgarner gets to swing away. Close pitch, but low. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And Bumgarner going for the Coke bottle. It's 2-2.
He was trying to hit one out there farther than the one Hunter Pence hit back in the first inning. Hey, go big or go home.
Two pitch. 3-2.
Close. Yeah, Wilson thought he had it.
It's a tough one to take right there.
Well, especially with Mike Winter strike zone. It's a pretty big one. Set up in the outside corner. Just missed.
And the walk. Well, here on April 8th, we would like to wish a happy birthday to our boss. And that would be Larry Baer, Giants president, CEO. So Larry, happy birthday. And I know what you would like to have on your birthday is for this score to hold up.
Well, you're supposed to get presents on your birthday. Yesterday, Larry was giving all of us presents with the rings that we got. So, hey, happy birthday, Lars, and thanks for the rings.
I think he got one. I hope. If not, he will get one. Here's Pagan with Bumgarner at first. And Pagan takes low. For De La Rosa, a bit odd, but the first walk that he issues is to the pitcher.
It's so maddening when you walk anybody, but especially a pitcher to lead off an inning. You're not happy with yourself.
Well, a little high. It's 2-0.
Well, Toriyama sensing a little frustration from De La Rosa, going to come out there and try and calm him down.
Pagan is flied out, hit a bouncing ball up the middle that Tulowitzki made a nice play on. Two and 0. Pagan rolls it past Tim Flannery.
Oh, Don Rhodey, our ball dude down the third baseline.
That took a wicked hop.
He could have made us proud.
Although Don needs to slow down a little bit.
All right, I got this one. All mine.
Watch
I got
out.
it. Yeah,
You see that thing jump?
I got this one. One more time. I guess it did touch a little leather.
Right back to De La Rosa, to Tulowitzki, to Kadire, and a double play.
You don't see Angel Pagan hitting the too many double plays. It's got to be bang, bang, just like that. Don Rhodey had that one. Don, you could have made us proud, Don.
Here's Scudero, 1 for 2. Steve Yanaga,
our ball dude at first base.
Strike to Scudero on a breaking ball.
I think that when you see our ball dudes miss a play like that, the person that appreciates it the most is the other ball dude.
Yeah. Scudero hits a very high fly ball out to Dexter Fowler. So the leadoff walk does not hurt De La Rosa. We will move on to the 6th. It's 3-1 Giants.
Sportsnet Bay Area.
Well, when you're away from the Bay Area and you can't watch the Giants on Comcast Sportsnet, you can take your team with you with MLB.TV. Watch every out-of-market game live online in your favorite connected devices in HD quality. Visit MLB.TV to order. Get more details. Baseball everywhere. Here's Tulowitzki, and he takes a pitch for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Tulowitzki has bounced out twice to Brandon Crawford. And Bumgarner flops one in for a strike to even the count. 90 pitches now for Bumgarner. Boy, just off the plate.
Just missed. Soft stuff, hard stuff. Mix your speed, mix your location, mix your movement. Good hitters like Tulowitzki, you cannot get too predictable. Keep the ball down.
Bumgarner has opened up the last 3 innings with a walk. Is that what you have?
Yeah. 5 walks on the night. Completely different Bumgarner than what we saw in his first outing in Los Angeles, where he did not miss a target all night long, it seemed.
Tulowitzki sitting on this one, and it's hit sharply to Crawford. 1 out.
Well, log on to csnbayarea.com and click on to Giants In-Game Live, presented by Metro PCS. Enhance the in-game experience on your computer, smartphone, or tablet. You can follow the action on the diamond like never before with in-depth stats up to the second box scores, and you can also join the social buzz with other fans.
Here's Kadire, who's had 2 good at-bats, a single and a walk, as he bounces this one up the middle for a base hit. The way Kadire is seeing Bumgarner, I'm not surprised by that at all.
Well, you know what? You're right. The way he's seeing him, if you hold him to a single, you've done a good job. That's kind of how you feel. He is locked in. Well, we saw him in spring training, and he had slider bat speed. He was just a mess. Now he is dialed. She's happy.
Rutledge hit into a double play in the 4th. And he pulls this one foul. The third base coach is Stu Cole. The first base coach is Renee Latchman. You might remember Renee Latchman. By the way, that guy in mourning. Louisville beats Michigan tonight to win the NCAA basketball tournament.
Yeah, he is not happy.
There's Latch.
Yeah, that's a baseball man right there. He's been around for a long time.
Inside corner. 0-2. Latch been a lot of years across the bay in an A's uniform. Been manager. And for Walt Weiss, his first base coach. One and 2.
Hey, the Mad Hatter's here.
Got him. 5 strikeouts.
5 strikeouts and 5 walks. Now there's the triplets. Really?
Well, it's not like I don't think he'd make that up.
But he's got no cattle.
But he's got a couple of sisters.
Life is good.
Nelson is bounced out and he's flied out. Down low. Pitch number 99 from Bumgarner. Big swing by Nelson, and he shoots it foul.
Yeah, that was a greedy swing right there.
There's 5 happy kids.
Yep, the gang's all here. Psyched. They're at the yard. They get the Giant stuff on. Little guy right in the middle. That's the way it should be.
It'll end up being the toughest one of them all. Kadire goes, and Posey's probably not going to have a shot at all as Kadire steals it.
If you forget about him, he'll make you pay. Santiago Casilla now getting heated up for Bruce Bochy down the pin.
The tall one, Chris Volstad, heading down to the bullpen.
He is tall. That's a big 90 feet with 2 outs. That's an excellent time to try and attempt to steal. Kadire, a smart player, cashed in.
2-2. Posey has a word or two. Or Posey just listening right now.
Well, he went out there, I'm sure, to find out what Bumgarner had in mind on this 1-2 pitch. Posey knows the scenario here. I mean, there's an opportunity out there for a hitter with a runner in score position, 2 outs. He wants to make sure that both he and Bumgarner are on the same page with this pitch. It's a big point in this game, big at bat. So they opted to go down in the dirt with hard cutter. And Nelson, to his credit, laid off.
Big fellows will be coming up for the Giants. Sandoval, Posey, and Pence. But first, Bumgarner trying to get off the mound by getting this out.
Seventh 3-ball count for Bumgarner. The last time he pitched against the Dodgers, he had 1 3-ball count.
And that's a base hit. They're going to wave in Kadire, and Torres leaves it behind him. And the problem with that is into second base goes Nelson.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you can see the run. I mean, it may have been a play, it may not have been a play, but the air not only allows the score, but allows Nelson to get in the score position. So that's a big error.
And that's it for Bumgarner. Casilla is going to come in.
So it wound up being a pretty nice at bat for Chris Nelson.
So a nice round of applause for Bumgarner. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. here in the 6th inning. And there's the new pitcher for the Giants.
Santiago Casilla coming in for the 3rd time. For Casilla, you're going to see a fastball that goes low to mid-90s. He'll 2-4 seam the fastball, big curveball slider. So 4 different types of movement, and he will throw any one of those 4 in any count. Bumgarner now a spectator.
Torrealba taps this one foul, and it's 0-1.
Tonight for Bumgarner, 104 pitches, 10 base runners in 5 2/3. 5 walks, a bit unusual to see him have that loss of command.
Low. A ball and a strike.
See the defense.
One and two.
Giants playing Torrealba pretty straight away. They've got the shortstop Crawford pulled out maybe a step and a half, 2, maybe out of normal positionings. But they know that Torrealba's a guy that hits the ball all over. They will give him the line down the first base. You can see how far Belt was playing off the line at first. Pretty much after that, it's go get him straight away.
Got him. Casilla gets the strikeout. It's now a 1-run ball game. It'll be Juan Nicasio. He is a right-hander against Tim Lincecum. Join us on Comcast Sportsnet Plus. That's right, Plus at 7 o'clock for Game 2 of the series. Log on to csnbayarea.com for channel location in your area. Lincecum, Nicasio. So Bumgarner departs. He goes 5 2/3, and he allows 2 earned runs. And here's Sandoval to lead things off. Sandoval, Posey, and Pence. Giants haven't scored since the 1st inning. Sandoval takes a breaking ball for a strike. He singled in the 1st and then hit a fly ball to Fowler in the 3rd.
Yeah, it's a big time through the lineup. So far in the season, the middle of the lineup really hasn't done a whole lot as the game has progressed. They have not really gotten into a rhythm together.
Sandoval into left center field. It's going to fall. Gonzalez is going to try to throw out his fellow countryman. And he's going to do it.
Yeah, that's one of those plays where you hit that ball out of the batter's box, you're thinking that's a double. And about halfway between first and second, reality sets in and you realize you're in trouble. Well, let's watch the footwork of Gonzalez, who sets up. He's got a good arm, an above average arm, gets it to Rutledge in plenty of time, and that's an easy tag.
So here's Posey. Posey swings and misses. Posey struck out and he's popped out.
Well, he got out of the box well. He was thinking double early. Austin Posey just has not seen the ball that well against De La Rosa so far tonight. As you mentioned, the strikeout and pop-up just really did not look comfortable against the lefty.
Pence on deck. And it's 2-2.
Trying to softball him. Change up, curveball, change up, a lot of soft stuff.
Got him.
Pay up, another changeup.
So here's Pence.
When you're defending batting champions, you definitely have high standards. And when you start off a season and you're in a little bit of a slump, tough to be patient. Posey now hitting 174.
Pence rolls this one foul. It's no balls and 1 strike. There's Tracy Ringlesby, a Hall of Famer.
Also a big University of Wyoming fan. Lives in Wyoming in the offseason. Now he's got the big hat and he's got some cattle. This guy's got the big hat and a couple of sisters. Go get him.
0-1 to Pence. I'm going to say Pence went around, 0-2.
Mark Wegner, the first base umpire, ringing him up. All right, did he go? Yeah. Close, though.
Pence into center field for Fowler. And that'll end the inning. We finished 6 innings. It's a 1-run ball game, 3-2 Giants. Bumgarner and De La Rosa both have pitched well. Pence has got the big hit in this game, a 3-run home run. Gonzalez also poked one out of the park. Reed Briniak is the pinch hitter for De La Rosa, facing Santiago Casilla. At the knees for a strike. Briniak is 4 for 9 on the season.
Off to a good start. He's got a little pop in his bat too.
Well, he takes a healthy cut, and it's 0-2.
All right, we have a winner in the foul ball sweepstakes.
One and two. Down low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the order, Eric Young, and then Dexter Fowler. And a full count.
Briniak just a little short of 3 years of big league experience, all with the Tampa Bay Rays.
And he's played all over. Infield, outfield.
Got traded over to the Rockies in February for future considerations. Now that could mean a lot of things. It could be for another guy or another 2 guys or some money.
Broadcaster, anything.
Broadcaster, coach, 3 fungos and a dozen balls. Depends.
Three and two. A challenge fastball, and Briniak was on it.
Bring your glove, you get a ball. That's an old player right there. I'm telling you right now, that's a player. He's still playing someplace.
Pagan now moves, but only a couple of steps, 1 out. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, Dwayne, you talked about Walt Weiss earlier. He is indeed a rookie manager for Colorado, but Bay Area fans know him. He was with the A's as a shortstop from 87 to 92. He was a first-round draft pick by the Oakland Athletics in 1985, and he was the Rookie of the Year in 1988. Bruce Bochy talked about him before today's game. He said he may not have a lot of managing experience, but he knows baseball very well. He's a good guy, and he thinks he's going to be a good fit with Colorado. Dwayne?
Yep, you saw him with his double play partner, now third base coach of the A's, and that was Mike Gallego. His Young takes load. That was a good team.
Oh, that's the best team I ever saw. And Weiss running the infield, smart player. I mean, you always knew he was a smart player watching him play, playing against him. No surprise, he's a manager.
Affelt now down in the bullpen.
I mean, you know the guys you're playing with or against, that when they're done playing, they have a good shot at being a manager. It just, you just know it.
Young did not want to swing. It goes off his bat. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. There's Affelt. 2-2.
I mean, we knew that those teams that we had in the 80s, that Bob Brenly had a chance to be a manager. He did. Won a world championship with the Diamondbacks. Robbie Thompson someday will be a manager. Matt Williams someday will be a manager. You knew it when you were playing with him. Bob Melvin. No surprise.
And another 3-2 count. This one to Eric Young.
Yeah, big pitch. You got a base stealer up there. He has to swing the bat. You cannot walk a base stealer in a one-run ball game.
Scooter to Belt, 2 outs. So twice now, Casilla has come back and gotten the out.
Well, he's pitching with as much confidence as he's ever pitched with. With what he accomplished the last couple of years here, what he accomplished in the WBC this year with Team Dominican Republic. I mean, he is a confident arm, and 3 ball counts do not phase him.
Here's Fowler. Fowler is 0 for 3. And a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Fowler has 4 home runs on the year. All 4 hit from the left side.
Well, he nearly hit one from the right side in the 5th inning as Torres caught it in front of the wall in left field.
Elevate on the 0-2 count. Nice 2-pitch combination. They threw it. Off-speed pitch. Got the second strike below the zone. Then they changed sight lines upstairs.
He got him. It'll be Brandon Belt to lead things on. A 3-2 lead for the Giants. And it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Chris Volstead, the new pitcher now for Colorado, and he's a big fella, 6'8", 230. But what makes him even taller is the high 3/4 release. So he gets a lot of tilt with his angle that he throws that fastball. If he keeps that thing down around the knees, he's tough to lift, and he is a sinker baller. So low 90s.
Belt doubled in the fourth. He's 1 for 2.
Instead, a former starter, he's got the pitches you would see from a starter: a curveball, slider, and changeup. And that was the changeup, and that was nasty.
At 92, it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Belt, the high chopper to Rutledge at second. Well, the 2012 Giants Championship Collection. For the fans, the collection is made up of an assortment of commemorative pieces, including personalized championship fan rings, earrings, cufflinks, charms, a whole bunch of stuff. The collection is exclusively sold at all the Bay Area dugout stores. The best way to check everything out, if you want to see them, is go to sfgiants.com/fan ring. There's the Irish girls.
You can do that, can't you?
Well, I was surprised the other night in Pasadena, the night we went out, you were doing a lot of this.
Oh, yeah. A couple Jamesons, I'm good to go.
We had to finally tell you to stop. The Torres pops this one up. Tulowitzki says, I got it, and he does. 2 outs.
We had the Irish dancers before the game. These 4 young ladies, all part of those Irish dancers. They just did a fantastic job here on Irish Night. Irish Heritage Night, #1. There'll be another one later in the summer.
Here's Brandon Crawford. Crawford is 1 for 2. FL getting ready. He'll be facing Carlos Gonzalez. Henry Shulman, happy birthday to Henry. I don't think there's any question that Henry is sitting on his couch watching this game religiously.
Oh, yeah. Even on his birthday. Henry writes for the Chronicle, follows the Giants every day.
Slowly hit. Kadire will catch it and circle to the bag. And a nice inning for Volstad. 3-2 Giants. Easy, girls.
Brought to you by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
A 3-2 lead for the Giants here in the 8th inning. Jeremy Affeldt is the new pitcher when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Jeremy Affeldt in the game now for Bruce Bochy, and let's take a look at what he has done in 2 games. He's been perfect. 2 hits, or 2 innings, no hits, 1 walk, couple of strikeouts. Sinker, curveball, split.
Feast or famine for Carlos Gonzalez tonight. A home run and 2 strikeouts. Fouls this one back, and it's 0-1. His history against Affeldt is 2 for 10. This is the middle of the Rockies lineup. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
That's the beautiful thing about Affeldt, is that he is the kind of a lefty you can leave in there against right-handers, and I mean your quality right-handers. We always talk about the guy that gets a save. Sometimes you can have a save in a game, and it's not the 9th inning. It's when you face the heart, like Affeldt's doing right now.
Got him. Right, what is that pitch at 86?
That's his split. That's a pitch that really has become a good weapon for him. When he first started throwing it, he would throw it pretty much only to right-handers. Now he's using it to lefties, and it's a good one.
Tulowitzki has bounced out 3 times to Brandon Crawford. His history against Affeldt, 2 for 8. 1 ball and no strikes.
And there are those numbers you're talking about. But right now he's hot.
Bounces this one to Scudero. 2 outs. And here's Kadire. Kadire's been on base 3 times, 2 singles and a walk. His history against Affeldt, 1 for 3 with 3 walks. And you know what he's trying to do?
He's trying to tie it up. And the way he's been swinging the bat tonight, I don't blame him. He was on everything that Bumgarner threw him. 2 knocks and a walk against Madison Bumgarner.
This will be in the park to Hunter Pence. And Affeldt with a very nice job as he goes through the beef. Strikeout. Ground ball, pop up. some of the sights and sounds. It's a 3-2 lead for the Giants as Gregor Blanco is going to lead things off. So here's Blanco. And Blanco takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Blanco, Pagan, and then Scudero. Giants trying to add on. And Blanco way out in front to even the count.
I tell you, that changeup is live. And he's got a lot of confidence in him. Jim Wright, the pitching coach for these Rockies, has definitely give Volstad a nice feel with that grip as to how he throws that changeup, because he is throwing it right where he wants to. And I think he's got more confidence throwing that changeup in the strike zone than he does the fastball.
I agree.
Sergio Romo heating up. He will pitch the 9th.
Blanco lifts a souvenir down the left field line.
Well, stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live. Highlights, reaction, and analysis, and it's all coming up right after the game.
2-2 to Blanco. And this is rolled out to Rutledge. And Blanco's retired, bringing Pagan to the plate. Giants have had 2 base runners since the 2nd inning. They've had 3 base runners, actually 4 if you count the walk, since the 1st. They haven't had anybody past first base since the 5th. Pagan is 0 for 3. At the knees, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Hits this one up the middle, and he's going to have a base hit. So Pagan's aboard with 1 out. Stay tuned for the post-game wrap in just a bit. And I'll also talk about the game with Murph and Mac tomorrow morning, right around 7:35. Unless the boys are talkative, it could be 7:40. Tomorrow morning on KMBR, 680.
Now this is an opportunity now for Angel Pagan. Chris Volstad, the big right-hander for Colorado. I mean, he's 6'8", 230. He is not quick out of the stretch. So an opportunity should Bruce Bochy want to try and steal here for Pagan.
Sandoval in the on-deck circle. Taking a lot of time, Volstad.
This game has come to a screeching halt.
And Pagan started to go, and it's a good thing he put on the brakes. It was a pitch out.
Well, and if you're a pitcher, you have to sell that pitch. If you do something that may tip off that runner that you're going to throw a pitch out, and a lot of pitchers will do that. You tip it off early, and that runner at first base will freeze. But nothing ticks off a manager more than calling a pitch out and not having a good sell job on it by the pitcher.
There's a call strike. That evens the count. Scudero taking all the way. Matter of fact, he even showed like he might lay down a bunt. I think Pagan's going.
I do too. Very, very seldom that you see a manager call 2 pitch outs with the same hitter in the box.
And another pitch out.
Wow.
So he backed it up.
The only guy I saw that do consistently was Roger Craig. Well, now it's go time. These are all throws over to first base that are being called by Walt Weiss, the Rocky skipper, because he feels the same vibe you're feeling, partner. He thinks Pagan's going to go.
He goes out of play. 2-2.
He had a jump. It's kind of the way it goes, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's Tom Reynolds, the bench coach. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Skied out to right. Pagan's got to put on the brakes. Young will put it away. 2 outs for Pablo Sandoval.
Well, don't forget to check out Sportsnet Central tonight, right after Giants postgame live here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Giants postgame live. Check it out.
Sandoval has a couple of hits. Down low, nice play by Torrealba. 1 ball and no strikes.
He set up in the outside corner. That thing went completely on the inside corner. Well, off the plate inside. So he really had to go large to his backhand. See him really on the outside corner. This thing way the other way. So he just does get a glove on it. But we've seen that before with Torrealba. He's pretty athletic back there. He can move.
Pagan goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Late. First steal of the year for Pagan.
Well, Giants knew they had an opening with Volstead, who's not quick out of the stretch. And Bochy finally gets what he wants, and that is a runner in score position. See Torrealba's reaction.
Yeah, I don't think a good throw would have got him.
No. Well, it's frustrating too for a catcher when you have a pitcher that's not quick, and it's hard to be quick when you're 6'8". You got a lot of body to unwind before you get rid of that ball. Oh yeah, the Panda people are pumped up.
Sandoval down the left field line, fouled. It's 1-2. Pirates beat the Diamondbacks tonight. That game just finished, a 5-3 final. That's Pedroy Holiday in Philadelphia tonight, 7-2. And Pagan nearly got picked off.
Whew. One thing about Tulowitzki, he is not afraid to put that pickoff play on. He will stick his nose in the middle of the play. Care less about contact, as big as he is.
Sandoval hit that right before it bounced, and it's 1-2.
That's his wheelhouse. How low could you go? Well, he could go low. But as we saw in Los Angeles, he can also go high. Get a ball about over his shoulders off of Josh Beckham for a home run.
Got a wow out of Justin Verlander. And that hit Sandoval, and Posey's going to hit. I think Sandoval was too pleased about the fact that he didn't get to swing the bat.
Well, you're right. He needs to get walked. Where's the score position? Hit by a pitch. He wants to stay in there and knock that run in. Now, I got to believe that Posey's pretty excited that Jorge De La Rosa's out of this game.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because he was not seeing it.
And nobody hit left-handers better in baseball last year than Buster Posey. Buster Posey tonight 0 for 3. First pitch strike, and it's 0-1. And another pickoff play. And another time Pagan just gets in under the tag.
Well, they're working that daylight play about as good as you can work it. I just thought you always saw a lot of pickoff plays in April, right out of spring training. Everybody worked on them all spring. After about April, they kind of go away, especially at second base.
I tried to forget about him as fast as I could. I hated him. It's 0-2 now to Posey.
Well, you always had to catch a low flame from a pitcher on the run.
I thought the ratio of actually getting a runner picked off or the ball traveling into center field was about 1 to 50.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Posey with a base hit to right field. We got action. Young kicks it. Pagan scores. It's 4-2 Giants.
And that was not a bad breaking ball either. Posey just doing a great job of staying with the pitch. Ball up just a little bit, but it was out over the plate away. You try and pull it, you roll it over, you stay inside it, you knock it into right field, and here's your reward.
Well, that's the beauty of his swing.
Well, he'll feel a whole lot better about that at bat than he did the first three.
And now Walt Weiss is going to make the move. But it's time for a change. Things speedy. Oil change and tune-up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. 4-2 Giants. Matt Belisle will face Hunter Pence.
Take a look at the numbers for Belisle. Been very, very stingy and off to a nice start. Belisle in his 8th year at the big league level, 6'4", 225-pound, 32-year-old. Got the 4 pitches you would see from a starter, but pretty much a fastball slider guy. His fastball, depending on the grip, right around 90.
Pence 3 for 14 lifetime against Belisle, but Belisle has struck him out 7 times. One ball and 1 strike. 91 above the hands. At the knees now, it's 1-2. Sandoval at second, Posey at first. By the way, maybe you mentioned it, but that RBI for Buster Posey is first of the year.
I did not mention it. But he's off and running now.
Got him. 9th inning coming up. Romo's coming into the ball game. The base hit by Buster Posey makes it a 4-2 lead for the Giants. And there's your new Giants pitcher.
Sergio Romo off to a tremendous start. 3 save opportunities. He's 3 for 3 and given up a base runner in 3 innings. 9 up, 9 down with 3 strikeouts. I'd say that's a pretty good start. Romo, a control specialist with everything that he can give you. Every look, every pitch. He has full command of it. Joaquin Arias goes over to third base. The Giants tighten up their defense in the infield. Sandoval out of the game.
Rutledge is 1 for 3. Romo starts him off with a pitch low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. This is the only game left going on around the major leagues. We are in the 9th. Hit out into left center field. Hit pretty well. This one is going to be off the top of the wall. And Rutledge has got a leadoff double. I thought just for a second that it was going to go.
I thought a fan may have come out and touched that thing too. A little slider that Rutledge not fool on at all. And how close was it? Close, and indeed a fan did touch it. I tell you, an umpire could call this interference and he could ring it up. Cannot touch the ball.
Here's Nelson. Nelson is 1 for 3, and there's a strike at the knee. Good slider, another than 2. Got him.
Could not pick it up, could not check the swing, and he missed that pitch by 3 feet. That's simply a case of not seeing it at all. The disappearing slider. Wow.
Todd Helton is going to pinch hit for Torrealba. So Helton's going to hit. Helton is 2 for 16 on the season. And his history against Romo, Helton is 0 for 3. Pops this one down the left field line, and that's going to be in the seats. About 10 rows back, it's 0-1.
Yeah, he went up there looking for one pitch, one location, and he got it. For good hitters like Helton, I mean, that's what they're going to look for. They're going to look for an area and a speed. And they don't care if it's the first pitch. If they do what they're looking for, they're going to have.
.88 down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. And a strike, 1 and 2.
In the back door. So now, which way do you go? Do you front door with a sinker? Do you back footer with a slider? Do you throw a changeup and dirt away? Do you elevate? Lots of options. Hard sinker away. The way he threw that and where he threw that leads me to believe that I think he wants to set up the next pitch with what he just threw.
Well, you're not going to trick Helton too much. Torres is going to give chase, and it's going to be in the seats.
Trying the back door with another slider. We have a winner.
Look easy, big fella.
Oh, yeah. Baseball players catch them on the fly. Former football players pick them up off the ground. It's my new philosophy about AT&T. And I think he just proved it.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Buster did not have a good feeling. Was not hurt. Okay, call timeout and talk it over.
So you're basically saying Brent Jones doesn't make that catch?
No, but he gets it off the ground.
Okay, all right. Just want to be a little bit more clear on the subject.
Of course, Brent Jones had some pretty good hands now.
Oh, I never saw him dropping anything. 2-2. Got him.
Front door sinker. And Helton not buying it. He got locked up. And let's watch it pitch by pitch. First pitch, he goes away. And Helton looking for it. Now he comes away again. Now on a 1-1 count, he backdoors it with a little slider. Now 1-2. Leak him away with the sinker. Try and backdoor with a slider. That one had some hang time. They talk it over. Buster says we can get him in, and that is a pitcher's pitch. And I think Helton's got a bit of a beef. To no avail. Big out.
Well, here's Willeen Rosario, and you can't make a mistake to this guy.
He can hit.
He's got huge power. He's 1 for 6 lifetime against Romo. And that's out of play, and it's 0-1.
Now you can't throw a more perfect slider than that. And when he gets you 0-2 and he thinks you're going to swing at a slider, he'll extend it out even farther to see if you'll go with him.
Well, Rosario's not up there to single. He's up there to take the big swing. Well, 1-2. Romo wanted the appeal, but Mike Winter said, no, I saw that one, and he did not swing.
Now you bring it in a little bit closer. But still, if you miss off the plate in an area where he can't drive you.
One and 2. 2-2. So that's a good take by Rosario.
You bring it a little closer, and he somehow manages to hold up. 4 pitches, 4 sliders. Now, Romo likes to use the inside corner with that slider if he's going to throw the slider. Or do you just flat out throw a fastball?
We've seen where Buster Posey sets up. Got him, and that's the ball game. Romo strikes out the side. He strikes out Nelson, Helton, and Rosario, and the Giants win game 1 of this 3-game series. And they do it. Bumgarner, the bullpen, and a Hunter Pence 3-run home run, and Buster Posey's first RBI of the season. So the only thing that is different from this formula than from a lot of the Giants wins is the 3-run home run. And I'm sure that was a welcome sight for Bruce Bochy. He likes the 3-run home run.
Well, I don't know a manager that does it, especially in the first inning where the team had been struggling offensively. The Giants come into this ballgame hitting 224. The Rockies came into this ballgame hitting 333. So you figured it may get into a situation where you have to outbang them. Well, I mean, Hunter Pence comes up the first inning, wow, 3-0. The crowd's into it. You got a nice cushion for your pitcher, you couldn't have asked for a better way to start this ball game, especially again since they've been struggling with the bats and they got a little 2-game losing streak going. But you get back to Bumgarner, he used that 3-run cushion, and he didn't have great command tonight. 5 walks in 5+ innings, and he somehow managed to make it all work. So a big win is to get him back in to the win column, and in a day where it was a little more routine without any pre-game ceremonies, the Giants come up big and they get a win. And that's a nice win.
Yeah, and you can't forget about Casilla, Affeldt, and Romo. Of those 3, Romo allowed a base hit. So hats off to the Giants bullpen. Well, we could talk a lot about the bullpen, but first, let's go to Amy G and a guest.
All right, Dwayne, I think Sergio Romo can talk about the bullpen, the starting pitcher, Hunter Pence. We've got a lot to talk about with you. First of all, just put us in the mindset of a closer. This was a big game. You guys coming off of 2 losses, and against Colorado coming in 5-1 into this series, Sergio, and you give up a leadoff double. And then where do you go from there? Because you struck out the next 3.
No, just time to strap it on, really. Just put the foot on the gas pedal. There's no time to worry about that. I got to concentrate on the hitter at the plate. The time run was at the box every time they step in there after that leadoff double. So just kind of had to bear down a little bit.
Hunter Pence, I'm pretty sure you guys are glad he's on your team this season. 3-run shot. I mean, you knew as soon as it came off the bat. What was the team's reaction to that first inning 3-run home run?
Oh, wow. I mean, what a way to get our game going. Bummy went out there and, put up a goose egg right out of the gates. And then, Pence with that big shot. I mean, there's a no doubter right off the bat. So definitely uplifting, got us going off on the right foot. And then, the job that Bumgarner did. I mean, just to keep us in the game, keep them there. I mean, everybody just found a way to pitch in today. It's pretty fun.
Coming into today's game, more a little bit about the Rockies. They are in your division. These are important games. What was the initial mindset going up against them, knowing they were so hot and knowing they have such a formidable lineup?
Well, they're a solid team. That offense is pretty solid. You got to go there and respect what they can do with the bat. So, they're 5-1. They came in there against us. They were playing well. We were just able to get a win today. We kind of big knock from Pence, and then other than that, I mean, just good performances from our team in general. Pretty
nice to have an insurance run from Buster Posey there too.
No, it definitely helps. Kind of joking around with Gardner, going, "Oh, rally warm-ups, here we go." But it's just one of those things where our team never says die. We always just want to keep playing, keep pouring on runs if we can. So definitely a big run there at the end.
Can we bother you for one more minute? We've got your 3 strikeouts, and I'll just call them off to you. We don't have a monitor in front of us, but just take us through Chris Nelson, Helton, and the last one that you faced. What was working for you?
I mean, it's just being direct, going, being not just beating around the bush, just going straight at them. I got my best stuff. They are, kind of everyone already knows my best pitches, so I just kind of bear down with that. Buster calls a good game back there. He knows how to utilize my stuff, so definitely have faith in him. So I'm just kind of saying yes when he wants me to say yes, no when he wants me to say no. But all in all, it's just glad I got the job done.
All right, 4 for 4 and save opportunities. Sergio Romo, Dwayne, let's get it up to you.
All right, well, thanks, Sergio, and thanks to Amy. Nice job. And what do you take from this one?
Well, I think early in the year you look for definition with your team, and tonight the bullpen really came up large, and really what was pretty much a 1-run ball game going into the latter part of this ball game. You got some exceptional work from Santiago Casilla and Jeremy Affeldt and Sergio Romo. You have to get confidence every year. Whatever you did last year is great. You have to rekindle that confidence every new year, and the Giants have done that. In a night where Bumgarner wasn't as sharp as we saw him in his first outing against L.A., where he was extremely accurate. Tonight he labored through 5 2/3 with the 5 walks, but he managed to get the job done when he could. Over 100 pitches into the 5th inning. The last time he threw 8, didn't get to the 100-pitch level. So you never really know what you're going to have, but you have to make it work. And for Bumgarner, he made it work tonight, and the Giants become winners because of it.
Well, he's 2-0 this year. He's now 6-3 lifetime against the Colorado Rockies. Final score, Giants 4, Rockies 2. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews and the wrap is coming up. But first, let's go to the Sportsnet Central studio for an update.